Hello everyone, this is going to be the first video in a series of tutorials on how to speedrun Knuckles Chaotix. And in this first video, we're just going to go over all the movement stuff, which I know it might sound redundant, especially since there is a tutorial section in the game itself. But I kind of feel that they missed the point of the entire hold mechanic in that one. So I'm going to try to explain it in further detail in this video. But starting off, we're actually going to be talking a bit about the spin dash because, as you all probably know, it's been heavily nerfed in this game because you do not longer get any more speed if you repeatedly press the A button when doing a spin dash. So you might think that the spin dash is irrelevant in this game, but you would actually be kind of wrong because starting off in most stages, you're going to be standing still, and the fastest way to get going is to do a spin dash, immediately jump, and then you're going to want to grab the second character. So doing a spin dash jump actually gives you a lot of speed in this game, and it's also really useful because you're able to immediately grab the second character. There is also a technique where what's interesting in this game is that you can actually grab the second player when you're in ball form. So you're able to do a spin dash and then immediately grab the second character, which makes you run, so you don't lose all that speed immediately. You can even stand right on top of the second character and do this. And this is going to be used in a few select scenarios throughout a run. It's not the most common technique, but it's useful. Messed it up a few times there, but yeah. So that basically covers the spin dash. So moving on to the hold mechanic itself, you've probably all seen this move done before, where you hold down the hold button, you run, and then you let go. And this is what the tutorial teaches you. It also teaches you this one, where you run to the left, you let go, and then you run. And while these are practical uses of the mechanic, I feel that it kind of misses the entire point, like the mechanic itself, how it works. And I know that it would probably be really hard to explain that, like in a game. So I understand why. But basically, holding down the B button anchors the second character into the ground, and you're able to move in a 180-degree arc around them. And you're still connected to a rubber band, of course, so once you run a bit and you let go, you're gonna bounce back. And you see, even if I go above him, I bounce back. So it's all around, like this anchor point. You're gonna be bouncing all around this. So you don't have to do what the tutorial says and slowly walk to the left or to the right to build up speed. You can be standing here, do a jump, do a glide, get movement speed. You can do a spin dash, let go, get movement speed. You can, basically just move around Espio here. Now, when you're on the ground and you press the hold button, it doesn't matter if you have a lot of speed or anything. If the second character is on the ground, they will stop dead in their tracks to do this hold move. And so you can like inch along like this. Might be useful for correcting your movement sometimes. But when you're in the air, or rather when the second player is in the air, it acts a bit differently, because then when you throw the character, they don't stop. They don't just fall to the ground and do the hold move. So the way I would like to explain it is that when you press the hold button when the second player is in the air, it basically just turns them into a rock, like a really, really heavy rock. And so what's going to happen is, you're tethered to this rock. You're going to want to follow that rock. So as you can see me here pressing the hold button, Espio says hold. You can also view my inputs. Knuckles follows Espio up into the air, and that's because we've turned Espio into a heavy rock. And if you do a big jump and you turn Espio into a rock, now if you just hold it, then it's gonna look something like that. You jump, you hold the B button. But if you jump, hold it, and then let go, SP becomes slide again, and he won't drag you back down again to the ground. And so this is called a super flick, and this is really useful in the entirety of the run. And you can also do this in any direction, so you can do it to the side. And this, like the timing for this might take a bit of practice to get. You can do it diagonally. You can, if it's into the air, you can do it straight down, which is used sometimes to move down like shafts faster. And like I said, by pressing the B button, you turn SP into a rock. So if you throw SP down a cliff and you press the hold button, he's gonna drag you down. So that's how it works, essentially. So yeah, that's the super flick, and that's gonna be really important for the majority of the run because you gain a lot of speed and it's useful for clips, which we're not gonna be covering in this video, but in a later one. And I think that's all for this video. Like I said, get a lot of, general practice in yourself. I think that's what's going to be helping the most in figuring out like the movement. And I think, my whole the like turning SP into a rock thing, I think that's a lot of the time also what happens when you like lose control in midair. So if you're afraid of losing control, don't, press the hold button in panic, because you can imagine if you're flying through the air and you are like stuck to a rock, you're gonna fly all over the place. So I don't know if that made any sense, like the way I explained it, but hopefully it did. And yeah, thank you for watching.